Hey guys, let's build this shelf with me. So I unboxed everything and I started setting it up. You know guys that I just moved into this apartment, so I had one of these before, but it kind of got lost in the transition of moving. So I got a new one from Amazon, and this is how it looked after it's stacked up. And then I'm gonna start putting the shoes on the shelf because I got a lot of them in boxes and these older bins that I used to have. So I'm trying to like do it in some organization style with the blues and the yellows and whatever colors that goes together. You notice that here I still have the mattress on the floor because I've been sleeping on the floor for the past few weeks since I've been here. I haven't gotten a chance to set up the bed yet because, as you guys know, I have a very demanding full-time job, and sometimes I'm even there on the weekends. Also, you know that I was out of the country, back home for the Queen of the Bay pageant, and yeah, so I'm going through the shoes as we go along, and you guys know that this is not like I'm very new to editing and YouTube and all of this thing. I really wanted to do it for a long time, but I really didn't get the chance. So I'm just like going through the shoes in this section here. Mostly on that other shelf I have a lot of sneakers, but as you can see that it's very messy. It's just randomly thrown there. And the ones that I'm stacking on this shelf I had in another bin and some bags, so I had to go get those from the living room from time to time. You know guys, in life that there's a lot of things that you wanted to do but you never give yourself the opportunity to do it because life is very demanding, and content creating is something that I wanted to do for years. I started many times but I never followed through for whatever reason. And like I said, if you would only know that it's 2:47 a.m. because I made this video, but I just didn't get a chance to do the voice part of it. Yeah, so maybe that's why my throat is a bit scratchy, because it's like very early in the morning. I went to the bathroom, so that's why I'm up actually, because in most cases I really wouldn't have been up at this time. And you know it's the Christmas season, so I have a lot of work to do, but most of the time you come home from work, you're so tired, you just want to go lay down and you don't get a lot to do. And I still have a Coke because I usually take my lunch to work every day. Here you see that I'm struggling trying to figure what goes where. Yeah. But yeah, I was telling you guys that I take my lunch every day to work. In the neighborhood where I work, don't really have the type of food that we eat. So they do have a few options over there, fast food like McDonald's. They have a Popeyes, Burger King that's not really easily accessible. So, and I'm not the fast food type of person. I do eat fast food from time to time. Like I said, from time to time, because it's not my go-to. And so usually I cook. And that's very time consuming when you have to come home. Most of the time I would get home like 7, maybe 7:30. And I still have to cook, which is very late to eat. So most of the days I would take my lunch that I made for dinner last night. And yeah, I would eat something slight. I like fruits when the night time because I cannot eat and lay down with something heavy on my stomach. So the process continues of me putting in the shoes, and apparently it's taking a bit longer. I didn't even realize that it was so long. And of course you know that I cut out a lot of the footage where I went back and forth to take the shoes from here. But yeah, most importantly, people, I always want to say this, that it's very important to follow what you want to do in life, because there's a lot of times where you want to do something but you never get around to do it because life just happens, At one point you have children, and then at another point you have to do what you have to do. And me migrating to the US was never an easy challenge for me. Back home I was pretty financially stable, but had other issues that prevented me from living my best life. So I eventually left and I migrated to the US, and I brought my 4 children with me. And for a lot of people who don't know about migrating to the US, that is one of the greatest things, because a lot of people came to the USA and left their children behind. And I noticed that it caused a lot of resentment amongst family. It caused a lot of anger. A lot of children grew up with hatred towards their parents, with animosity, with feeling of abandonment. So when I made the move, I really decided that I'm going to bring them. If I can't bring them, then I'm not going to make the trip. And so I did eventually. I make the trip with my 4 children. And to be honest, it wasn't an easy task, because who is going to take in a family of 5 in New York City? Because that's like very, very costly if you know rent and cost of living in New York. So it wasn't an easy task for me, honestly, but it wasn't a failed mission. Eventually, I learned how to do certain things, and that's the only way I survived the actual transition, because at first I couldn't do it. It was very, very, very hard getting sometimes jobs. People would recommend you to jobs, but it was always mainly living jobs, and that's a lot of times what migrants do. But then in most cases they don't have their children with them. So now I'm going to start with the top, and I'm going to put some of my purses, the little ones that I can carry, like clutches, different little smaller bags. Yes, but I was saying, to continue to tell you, that there was a lot of struggles in the beginning, and raising children on its own is a very hard task. And imagine bringing them to another country, and in America you have to be somewhat stable immigration wise, because it's not easy to get a job just by getting a job, no matter what your qualification is. If you don't have a social security number, you can't really get any job. So it was very challenging in the beginning. And what I experienced a lot was people who pretend to be your friend, and maybe for them it's just that they wanted to feel a bit better about their situation, so they keep you around just to feel better about themselves, because in the long run it always turns to where they treat you like you're inferior, if that makes sense. And for years I just kind of pretty much exiled myself from everybody, because I am not the mean type of person, but I am not the type to just sit there and have anybody doing whatever they want to me. So for the most part, when it comes to that, I pretty much struggled in the beginning, until my kids started growing older and Abby got her first job. She was the first one to actually start working. She worked at a shelter. Anyway, guys, as you see that I'm finishing up with this shelf, and I hope this story didn't bore you, and I have a lot more that I would say in other videos, but I was just thinking that this video kind of went longer than I anticipated. Nonetheless, I would like for you guys to subscribe to this channel, share it, like the videos, and keep pushing and keep me pushing. So take care, guys. For now, like I said, you're going to see me finish unpacking. And let me know where you're watching from, and let me know what kind of videos you like. Stay blessed. Do something that you love, even if it's hard. Bye.